Was the Louis Vuitton 57th Street New York City exclusive collection a fail? Let's talk about it. Hey there everyone, this is Jessica from domesticatedme.com. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, bienvenidos. My name is Jessica Flores and I am a lifestyle creator. I cover fashion, beauty, DIY projects, luxury family travel, and so much more. So if any of those topics interest you, go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so you can set your notifications on for all. I make new videos every week, but I don't have a set schedule. So if you have your notifications on, you won't miss a thing. In my previous vlog, I did a little bit of a review of the Louis Vuitton 57th Street New York City exclusive collection. This was done in celebration of the opening of the temporary flagship on 57th Street here in New York City. The official flagship store shut down. It's being renovated. It's a multi-year project. And so while that store shut down, they opened up right across the street on 57th Street. This is the location that has the restaurant and the chocolate shop. It also is displaying collaborations that they've done in the past with other designers. Another way that they celebrated is that they launched an exclusive collection that is only sold in person at that store. And so in that last video, I was able to go to the boutique in person and show you some of those pieces, give you a closer look at some of the details that you can't find or can't see very well on the website, because these items are listed, most of them are listed on the Louis Vuitton website, regardless of whether you can order them or not. They are there for you to take a look at, but you really get a better feel for these pieces when you see them in person. And so I filmed what I could, what was available at the boutique at the time. I also showed you some of the pieces that were not available at the boutique for me to see in person, but that I thought were noteworthy and that you should know about from this collection. So I'm just gonna start off from the top. The first thing I'm seeing here is the 57th Street New York City Neverfull Bandolier Inside Out GM for $2,400. The thing that makes this special is the interior of the Neverfull. On one side, you have the classic monogram, and then on the other side, which is normally their interior side, because this is an inside-out bag, you know, you can flip it inside out. The internal can be the external and vice versa. You know what I'm saying. And on the opposite side is the yellow textile. When I looked at it, it's like a banana yellow, and in my video where I talk about the whole collection, I compare it to the saffron yellow that is available in the regular inside-out Neverfull, currently available at Louis Vuitton. And there is a difference. The saffron yellow has more of a deeper, richer, sort of like a gold yellow to it. And this one is a little bit more pastel, a little brighter, more of a banana yellow, as I mentioned. And what I like about this is that if you're someone who wasn't into the illustrations, into the little cartoon Vivians, these images on the textile is a little different. These are like stamps like you would find on a piece of luggage, a trunk. So I do like this. And so again, if you were someone who wasn't into the Vivian and those illustrations, then you might like this. If you wanted a piece from this collection, then this is a little bit different. However, I would say that personally, I would have liked to have seen something on the coated canvas side of it, because if you have it with the monogram canvas on the outside, you would not know that it's a limited edition special New York City exclusive piece. There's nothing there except if you might see the little yellow undertone, but again, you might think that's the saffron yellow Neverfull. So personally, I would have preferred that, to have something on the outside versus all of the New York references on the interior part, the textile part. The next bag I want to discuss is the Speedy Soft 30. This bag, I was not a fan of. If you look at it, again, there are no illustrations, nothing on the coated canvas of this Speedy. So if you take off all the charms, you wouldn't know that there was anything special or limited edition or something referencing New York at all. The only references to New York is the little red apple on the, what do you call that again? I'm sorry, on that charm. The luggage tag says ILVU, which I also am not a fan of. It's white. ILVU. I should say I love New York. Personally, I feel like, again, that you would get no reference to New York there. There is a silver chain with a little floor charm on it. I don't see any New York City thing coming through this bag at all. And again, the only real reference that I see to New York is the interior of the bag, which is that taxi cab yellow. But if it weren't for that, I really am disappointed by that I love you thing. Why does it say I love you and not I love New York? Or like I love LV and Apple? I don't know. They could have been more creative there. The passport cover. I really, really want the passport cover. And specifically because it's the Vivian in the Statue of Liberty outfit. It's so cute. So she's got the Statue of Liberty green petals and she's holding the torch. And I just think it's so cute. It has a donut, okay? It has a yellow apple, which I don't get, with a sticker of a red apple. Personally, they should only be red apples. The big apple is a red apple and that's it, in my opinion. The back of it, there's a slice of apple, there's a neon floor, that's cute. There's like a fuchsia apple, again, they should only be red. And then there's a Vivian who's like gone shopping and she's got little shopping bags. They could have put more references to New York City, in my opinion. We have the Romy with a coffee cup. I like the coffee cup. Personally, I would have designed the coffee cup to look like a Greek diner style coffee cup. That is iconic, but okay. You got more donuts, a green apple, another donut. The other side has Vivian hailing a taxi cab. That's cute. The neon LV and a yellow heart. And again, that taxi cab yellow. The Nano Speedy. Very, very cute. It says New York, sort of like graffiti-ish New York. I love that. Green apple. Again, you know how I feel about the apples. The coffee cup. Yellow interior. That to me is fine. That's fine, cute. I love this cap. I love this cap. I love black and yellow. This is the only piece of clothing that really says New York to me. I love this cap, and while I never wanted to buy a Louis cap because I don't need it, if someone offered me this cap, if a sales associate said to me, I just got this cap, do you want it? I can't look you in the eyes or at this lens and tell you that I wouldn't purchase it because I love black. I'm a New Yorker. I mean, come on. New Yorkers are known for wearing black all day, every day. It's our uniform. So I would have loved to have seen more black in the ready-to-wear, in the images. This is the only black piece and I really love it. Black baseball cap. It has the LV in yellow and then the license plate tag on the side. I love the way that this was designed. Impeccable, perfect, no notes. I am so upset that there were not more pieces with the yellow luggage tag. I love that luggage tag. I really wanted the sneakers because of that yellow luggage tag. No, I really wanted the sneakers because I just found them to be very cool. Very, very cool. I love the idea of having sneakers that are taxi cab yellow, and they had me in a chokehold. I've been reaching out to my sales associate, like, please let me know if this is available. Thankfully, I was able to go to the store and try out that same sneaker style in the smallest size that they come in, which is a 35 in men's. Way too big for me. I'm a size 38.5 in women's, US women's, and way too big. So now I can let that dream die. I can let it go and I can move on. I'm trying to move on. But still, that yellow license plate tag, oh, I want that so bad. And I'm so upset that those sneakers didn't come in women's sizes. The Murakami sneakers came in men's and women's sizes, and I don't understand. I don't like that they didn't make them for women too, because I would have bought them in a heartbeat. There are women's sneakers in this collection, but they are just monogram canvas, and then they have a New York City heart charm and the Vivian drawn on it. I do like that they have the Statue of Liberty Vivian on it as well on the other foot, on the left shoe, but I would have preferred the yellow sneakers, to be honest with you. All right, let's just discuss the ready-to-wear in general. I was not wowed by any of the ready-to-wear. So they have damier denim jeans. The only thing that says New York is the license plate tag that it has on the back. There's no image of it, but the jacket has an image of it. So you can see, again, there's nothing that says New York on it. That I would have changed. I would have had, I don't know, New York written on it. I would have something that said New York, but the only thing that says that this is from the special collection is that leather tag on the back. I think they could have been a little more creative here. The same thing with the scarf. There's nothing that says New York about that scarf except for the tag. Same thing with the beanie. Nothing there says New York to me, at least nothing that I can reference, nothing that I'm getting there except for the tag. The Louis Vuitton NYC, fine. It's not super creative, but it's like merch, you know. Some merch, it just says, you know, whatever city you're in. So I'm fine with that one, but the other pieces were very disappointing. The dog bag charm, I don't get it. Some of these I feel like are a glitch, like the clog. I don't know if that should be there. This Neverfull in this color, these are just regular Neverfull inside outs. So I think that might have been a glitch that it's included here. The slender wallet, I don't know if it's a different yellow, but they have this in the card holder. And the only thing that makes this special is that it has the license plate tag imprinted on it. The navy and yellow sneakers. Okay. Again, doesn't say New York to me, but it does include that yellow. This New York City Go 14 p.m. I don't see any reference to New York. I don't get what that has to do with New York, but okay. Now, these next two bags, let's start with the 57th Street NYC Capucine BB. It is stunning. This is how you take inspiration from the city that you're in. Look at that bag. The New York City skyline made out of sequin and beads and just absolutely gorgeous. See, I feel like this is for that person that wants something from a collection but is a little more refined, wants something a little more grown up, not cartoonish. However, you have to drop over $10,000 for this bag. I'm not saying that that bag is worth it. It might be worth it for some of you. I certainly don't have the budget for that. But if I wanted something a little more refined and special from this collection, that's yeah, you're gonna have to drop 10 grand. But it's gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful. Just what a stunning bag. And then the last bag is that Petite Mal Celebration. Love it, love it, love it. So this is inspired by the facade that's covering the flagship while it's under construction. This is referencing that, which I think, again, brilliant. I mean, it's a beautiful bag, period, but the reference, the inspiration behind it, absolutely gorgeous. 20 grand. So I get it that that person who commented and saying that they didn't like that this collection didn't have at least many options for people who want something a little more sophisticated, a little more chic, a little more refined, a little more classy, or whatever you want to call it. I get it, because that's how much you have to drop if you want something like that from this collection. Let's start off with my likes. Here are the things that I liked about this collection. I love the idea of having special merch at specific locations. I love that idea, that you could only find certain pieces by going in person to these locations. I think it's fun and interesting, unique. I also think these pieces are especially fun for people who consider themselves collectors and want pieces from different cities, from different time periods, celebrating special events, etc. So I like that idea. I really like how they incorporated New York City iconography in their designs. For example, having Vivian dress up as the Statue of Liberty, using the taxi cab yellow, having red apples illustrated on some of these pieces to signify the Big Apple, which is another name for New York City. What is probably one of my favorite little touches from this collection is using the yellow taxi cab license plates as tags for some of the pieces. Perfection, brilliant, loved it, loved it, loved it. I also really loved how they used the street sign, the 57th Street New York City street signs in the designs. I thought that was really cool as well. Now let's talk about some of my dislikes. I'm gonna say that in general, I found the media coverage of this lacking. I really didn't know about this collection until I met up with Cassie, fellow YouTuber here, Cassie Thorpe, for lunch at the Louis Vuitton restaurant. We both covered it on our channels. I will link to her video down in the description box below. So while we were having lunch, she mentioned that they have special merch there that she was dying to see. And if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would know about it. I really didn't see it publicized in a lot of places. I know that after doing research, I did see articles about it, but I didn't see really any presence of it on social media, like almost at all. I think I saw the sneakers once, the yellow sneakers once, but again, just not a lot. And so it makes me curious what they did to promote it or didn't do to promote it that made me, someone who tends to follow luxury fashion and especially luxury fashion in New York City, that I didn't know about it. Maybe I was just oblivious. Maybe it was just the craziness of New York City in fall. I have kids and I just wasn't aware, getting ready for the holidays, just wasn't aware of it, but really didn't hear much about it. I also found that they didn't make it super clear that these items were limited edition, that once they sold out, they were gone forever. While I was researching, I saw people ask that on Reddit, asking whether these pieces were going to be restocked or if they were available for the duration of the time period that the temporary store is open. and it wasn't clear. I also couldn't get a clear answer from some of the sales associates there until later on, where they were like, oh, this is limited edition, this is already sold out, it's not coming back. And even on the website, I think most of the pieces don't say limited edition. There's only a few that mention limited edition. All the other listings just say that it's exclusive, that it's in celebration of the opening of the temporary flagship, that it celebrates New York, all of that, but only a few, I believe, only a few pieces, and I can't remember which ones at this moment, actually say limited edition. And again, even that phrasing isn't super clear. It is limited because it's only sold in New York, but I think exclusive kind of covers that definition of like only available here, but limited edition, to me personally, in my opinion, gives you the sense of, oh, once these sell out, they're gone. So you better get them while they're available. My other big issue with this collection is that some of the pieces seem to have absolutely no connection with New York City, or at least I don't see it. I don't understand why this piece made it in or what the reference is to New York City, but I just don't see it. For example, this bag is an exclusive to 57th Street, and I don't see the connection in the description of the bag, and I also just don't see it myself. I don't see it. If you guys can tell me what you think the connection to New York City is, let me know. Maybe it is just that I'm not understanding, that I didn't get it, but I just don't. It's a nice bag. It's interesting. It's cool. It's unique, but I don't see what this has to do with New York City. And some of the pieces in the ready-to-wear, just again, I don't see what makes it extra special. The only thing that it has is just the little the yellow license plate tag on it, and that's it. But that could be just a piece of ready-to-wear from any collection, any year, any city. If it weren't for just that little tag, then it doesn't have any New York City-ness to it, in my opinion. Also, it might just be a glitch on the website, because I know that some of the pieces that were part of this collection are no longer on that page that lists the exclusive pieces from the collection. For example, the banjo. I know there's a New York City banjo that was sold at the store but is no longer, you can't see it on the website. So I don't know if, for example, the Neverfull, this Neverfull, it's listed under the 57th Street exclusives, but I don't think it is. I think anyone can buy those colored inside out Neverfulls. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any insider information as to how successful this collection was in terms of how many items they produced, how many items were sold out, how many items are still available. So I don't have any information as to how Louis Vuitton will internally look at this and see if it was successful or not. But I can only tell you how it seems on my end. And again, these are all opinions based on nothing but what I see and my feelings. If your thoughts are different, if your feelings are different, if you have any inside information, please let me know in the comment section below, because I would love to get your feedback regardless of how you saw this collection, if you thought it was successful, if you thought it was any good. I always say that this channel is a community. One of my favorite things, or my favorite thing about having this channel, is the conversations that I have with y'all in the comment section and in DMs. So let me know what you guys think. So one of the things that I can easily sort of gauge whether something was successful or not is whether things sold out. A lot of the pieces from this collection did sell out, especially the SLGs. A lot of those are gone. You can't order them in person online. They just don't have stock of them anymore. But I see that the ready-to-wear is still very much available. At least from the day that I filmed this and last night when I was doing all the research, a lot of the ready-to-wear, the jean jacket, the jeans, the scarf, basically the pieces that really don't show to me any reference to New York City, that it just could be a ready-to-wear piece from any collection, from any year, from any location, those seem to still be available. Some of the bags are also still available. Something else that helps me gauge people's interest in the collection is if I'm seeing it on the resale market. So on Poshmark, I've looked, it seems like there's only one person that's selling a thing from this collection. There might be more, I would say no more than 5. I think I saw one for sure. There might be 2 or 3 available on Poshmark, but that's all I see. On eBay, there are not that many. There are just a few items. I would say no more than 10 items are being resold. I look at that positively in part because it shows me that the people who bought those pieces really did want them for themselves. They didn't buy it with the purpose of reselling it and making money off of those pieces in the resale market. If you watch my previous channel, I linked to the pieces that I showcased that are available in the resale market, but there weren't, again, that many. But again, I have no idea how much was made, how much was sold, but just feel like I should mention that. Now, here are my personal opinions of changes that Louis Vuitton should have done or can do in the future. Let's go through them. Number one, restock. Hey, that just might be a personal thing, but I would love to own some of these pieces. So if they could restock, that would be great. I mean, I feel like a lot of things sold out very quickly, and it was mostly the SLGs and the bandeaus, the silks, but I just can't imagine having like thousands of them and them selling out so quickly, but maybe they did, and maybe that was the successful part of the collection, but I would love to see them restock some of the pieces, at least the SLGs. But anyway, I guess that's more of a me thing, but I would love to see them restock. Now let's talk about the illustrations specifically. Some of the illustrations on this collection featured donuts, and I just, really? Donuts? I mean, when I think New York City and I think of New York City food, iconic New York City food, I don't think donuts. You guys let me know if you think, if I'm like off, but I think bagels and cream cheese. I think bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. I think a New York City pizza slice. I even think pretzels, maybe roasted nuts, maybe, but I feel like that's not so huge of a thing anymore, but just putting it out there. But like food carts in general are a huge thing in New York City. But donuts? Yeah, I just don't feel like that's an iconic New York food. Anyway, again, my opinion. Let me know if you disagree. They also had apples in different shades. Personally, when people say the Big Apple, it's a red apple. It's always a red apple. It's not a green apple or even a yellow apple. One of the illustrations I saw was a yellow apple. No, it's not just any apple. The Big Apple is a red apple. It's always been a red apple. It's always gonna be a red apple. Only do red apples. I love the baseball cap on the Vivienne. I'm not a huge fan of it looking like a Yankees cap because I'm a Queens girl, and so from birth I was a Mets fan, but I get it, you know, I get it. I loved Vivienne as a Statue of Liberty. Love that, love that, love that. So if they could have done more Viviennes in the Statue of Liberty, or, you know, there were some random Viviennes like holding a balloon that didn't have any sort of New York City iconography on it, I would rather them make all of them like the Statue of Liberty, or just have more New York City iconography on the Viviennes. Have them wearing an I Love New York t-shirt, which I will get to in a second. You know, things like that. But just like random Viviennes, I think you could have done better. Again, I mentioned that they could have had food carts as an illustration. I think those are very iconic of New York City. They could have had an actual yellow taxi cab on there. I don't know why they didn't include that. They have yellow everywhere. It references yellow taxi cabs. So I don't get why they didn't have like cute little yellow cabs as part of the illustration story. They could have added a subway train. Again, iconic to New York. That could have been something that was added somewhere. Subway signs, hello. We have an L train. They could have made the LVs out of subway station letters. So I think major missed opportunity there. I do like the neon sign, the neon LV, because we are a big neon sign city. I think Times Square, I think Broadway, and our theaters. So that was a nice touch, but I feel like they could have also brought in more graffiti into the design. They could have gone retro and had like an LV Metro card or an LV subway token. I think that would have been cute. But I think my number one wish, if they do this again, or if they do another iteration, is to have more luggage tags. Those yellow taxi cab plate luggage tags, they were the thing that I loved the most from this collection. I loved that, and just that, not the bags attached to it, I mean, I did like the sneakers, don't get me wrong. I thought they were very cool, but just the luggage tag, I think that's why the sneakers had me in such a chokehold, because I really wanted that license plate tag. It's just so cool. I loved it so much. So if they had that available separately, give me 5 of them. Speaking of missed opportunities, I mentioned graffiti. I think it would have been a really, really, really cool, not only homage to New York City, but a great way to collaborate with local artists would be to bring in some graffiti artists to design some of these pieces. I think that would have been awesome. I think that would have been great. We had 5 Points here in Queens. That was an iconic moment in New York City, the 5 Points location here in Queens. All these artists would come together and put their artwork on these buildings, and it's just such an iconic moment in New York history. I remember growing up, riding the 7 train and passing 5 Points, and you always looked to see what was there, what was new, look for your favorite piece, look for your favorite artist, and I think that would have been a really, really cool collaboration and something extra special that also gave back to the city in some way. I feel like a lot of homages and collaborations and celebrations sometimes are a little superficial in that if you really want to say, I love New York, then work with New Yorkers. Give back to New York in some way. Partner with New Yorkers so that this is a true collaboration between the city that you are in and making business in and who you're selling to, but also giving back to the people there. And I feel like that would have been a really good collaboration to work with New York City artists to release this collection of New York City exclusive pieces. But that's just me. I'm a big community person, so I will always want to see collaboration done locally. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Now, I did ask for opinions on what you guys thought about the collection. I had one person comment on my video. They said that the collection had no class and was trashy. I did ask, can you be specific about what you didn't like about these pieces? And basically what they said is that some of those pieces seemed kind of juvenile, I would say, might be a better word for it. You know, the little drawings, the cartoons, and that, totally understandable. I totally get that. So it would have been great to have pieces that were more refined, more classic, less, you know, colorful and out there, but still paying homage to New York and New York iconography and things that make the city wonderful and elements that we might recognize being, oh, that's a New York thing, but in a more refined, not so cartoonish kind of way. That I totally get. Personally, what I would do, because the actual flagship store on Fifth Avenue, it's a multi-year construction project, right? I believe it's about 3 years so far. I think that's what I heard. It's gonna take 3 years for that building to be finished. So to me, that's 3 years of possibilities. Okay, maybe this was just the first collection. For the second year, there's another opportunity there to release a second collection that maybe is the one that you are working with graffiti artists. And then there's a third year, so that would be the year that maybe you release some more classic, more refined, less cartoonish images and pieces. Not everyone is going to be into the cutesy things, into the little Vivians, the little cartoons. So having something that still pays homage to New York City, that has some of the iconic things that New York is all about, the skyline, the skyscrapers, our bridges, the globe here at Flushing Meadows Park from the World's Fair, having images that are not cartoonish or cutesy or, you know, girly, but still paying homage to the city in more refined, kind of grown-up, stylish, chic ways. There's so much opportunity here. There's so much opportunity to do more, to do better. So what I'm saying here is, Louis Vuitton, call me. I'm ready and available if you want to hire me as a representative of New York City. I'm a born and bred New Yorker, and I often say that I can prove that I'm a true New Yorker by the fact that I never learned how to drive. So hit me up, LV, hire me. I will gladly work as a consultant, give you some tips. I can connect you to some graffiti artists. I can give you ideas. Hit me up. If you're wondering, I did pick up one item from this collection, which I will unbox in an upcoming video. I would like more pieces from this collection. There are a couple of SLGs that I want from this collection. I've told my sales associate, if you see this pop up, let me know, because I would love to have, I'm a New Yorker. I love New York, and if I could have a little special piece from a New York City inspired collection, of course, I'm gonna say yes, and may I have some more, please? So I picked up one item, but I would like to add more to this collection, but I'll talk about that in an upcoming video. All right, and those were my thoughts on this exclusive New York City collection. Let me know your thoughts. Again, I'm dying to know what you think. Are you a fan of the illustrations? Do you wish they had more pieces that were more refined and classic, that you can open up and pull out in any environment? And if you were in the New York City area and were able to pick up any of the items from this collection, please let me know. I'm dying to hear from you. Let me know what you picked up. If you're enjoying it, how you're using it, let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something new, or if I just entertained you for a few minutes, please give this video a like. It really helps me out here on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. If you did enjoy this video, then you might want to check out this one. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned.